there, it's Lori with Scrap and Art Magazine, and today I want to share how I created these cute little embellishments that I am going to use on a page. They're made with Makin's clay. They come in these small packages, or you can get them in larger packages, and you can get them from Hobby Lobby, Michael's, AC Moore, those kind of places. I also used one of their molds, and I got this mold when I was at CHA, and I took a Makin's clay class. So it's just a little plastic mold. And I also am going to use this mold. I got this mold, it is a Mod Podge mold. They make the Mod Podge glue sticks that you can also use, but I like the Makin's clay. It dries really hard. It takes a couple days for it to get really hard, but it's air dry and it's easy to use, and it's really, I love this product. So I've already made these shapes, but I'm going to show you how to actually create some of these shapes using the Makin's clay. Now you have to keep it airtight, or it will dry out, because it is air dry clay. So you just pinch off a piece, and this is already, I didn't have it sealed very well, so the edges are starting to get a little hard. So make sure you keep it really airtight. Put it in a Ziploc bag, or while you're working with it, if it's going to be, time-consuming project that you're working on, you want to use some wet paper towels to cover it so it won't dry out too quick. So I'm just going to do the plain white. You can add color, you can use the colored clays, but I'm just going to do the plain white because I'm actually going to paint my figures. So you just tear off a piece and you push it into the mold. Get a little bit more. And push it into the mold like that. You want to press it down in there very firmly, just so it picks up the imprint in the mold. And one good thing about this clay is when it's not quite fully dry, you can cut around the shape to cut off any excess that you don't like if it overlapped. But that is all you do, and then you set it out and let it dry, and it takes a couple hours depending on your weather and the humidity. I'm in South Carolina, so it's very humid here, but takes a couple days when it starts to harden. These weren't completely hard when I started painting them, so I'll show you how I did some of these. I'm going to use the rest of this clay to make that little guy right there. There. It just pops out, and then you can cut off that excess around there when it starts getting a little hard. Let's stick that back in there. Just didn't pick up the image very well. There. And you can go ahead and cut around it now if you want to, while it's still pliable. I'm using Westcott scissors. These scissors are awesome. I love these little short tip scissors. They're sharp, and they're easy to get into the little small areas. Love these scissors. So then you can just shape it there you go. Set that aside to dry as well. And so to paint these, I use a bunch of different things. I love to use Tattered Angel's Glimmer Mists. And I also, on this little guy, I got some of the stained glass paint. I never used it before, but I really like how it looks. I'm not quite done with him. I want to distress him a little bit with some darker sprays maybe. But I really love this. It's shiny, it dries shiny, and it's just, oh, I love this. And I got, the only two colors I got were green and blue, because these are like my favorite go-to colors lately. But a couple of these I put a little bit of gesso on so they would hold the paints better, but they hold the paints just fine without the gesso. So this one I put a coat of a dark colored spray, and so I think I want to do now a green. Just love ocean colors. I'm gonna get the edges. Just want to give that a wash. And we'll go ahead and do some of the little starfish. I'm kind of messy. I'm a messy crafter. Let's see, we'll go ahead and put a little bit on him too. Ooh, I like that. That brings out the design, the ridges and the little seahorse. So let's experiment with some other colors. I'm gonna hit these with the heat tool real quick. Oops. So I don't really, you know, I want this a little bit lighter. I don't really like the dark. I like how the dark seeped into the crevices, but I don't really like how dark it is. So I think well, I'll just use, ooh, there's so many different colors to choose from. It's hard to choose. Those look about the same. Yeah, I think those are the same. Ooh, here's this one too. Ooh, yeah, that one's lighter. It's like a goldish color. So I think I'm just gonna, doesn't really add any color to it. It just adds a little bit of sparkle to it. You can rub some more paint on there. I'm not really too happy with these, but I'm gonna come back to those in a little bit and see what else I can come up with. Now on this little guy, I'm gonna do one more coat of the glass paint, the stained glass, and I'm just gonna use a brush that I've lightly, I had it in water, so make sure you stir all that up and just get that on that little guy and set him aside. Oops. Now this stuff is sticky when it dries. If it's not completely dry, it'll dry sticky on your fingers. So I'm just gonna dab some more on there and wipe up the excess. I'm gonna hit him with a heat tool real quick. Well, he's still going to be a little tacky, so I'm going to put him aside. Let's see. I love these kind of shells. Now, let's see. I'm going to use this color. rub that on there. Well, see, this one I sort of messed up and didn't cut it before it got too hard, before it dried too hard, and so there's like a little, back is a little bit raised, but that's okay because I'm gonna put him in on a scrapbook page in a setting of a bunch of other little seashells and stuff. So I kind of like that. It looks antique. Well, this one I already sprayed with some pink, but I'm just gonna rub some of that on there too. Ooh, it goes down into the little crevices of the shell. That's really pretty. I'll do that with this one too. I really like that. Oops. Clumsy. Really like that. Let's see about this little guy. He's kind of dirty. Dirty looking. I sprayed him with a black. I think I'm going to do something else with this one. Maybe rub a little bit of gesso across the top of him just to lighten him up a little bit. But that is how you can use Makin's clay to create Makin's clay and Tattered Angels Glimmer Mists and stained glass paint to create all your embellishments for your scrapbook pages and other projects. Thank you for joining me today, and be sure to check out all the other projects on scrappingart.com. Thank you.